Hi, I'm Katie Ullman reporting for Katie Chats at the TiiffNextWave Film Festival at the TIFF Bell Lightbox in downtown Toronto. I'm here with filmmaker Rob Meyer of A BIRDER'S Guide to Everything. How does it feel to have your film here at the TiiffNextWave?
It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. The screening's in like a half an hour, and it's the first opportunity for me to see it with the audience of what I assume is going to be a lot of young people. And I know young people also had a big say in getting the film here. And I've always tried to convince the world, the financiers, distributors, people, that young people would really respond well to this film, even though it's not Gossip Girl, it's not sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's a sweeter look at adolescence, but the few times I've showed it to teenagers, they've really responded well. So I'm really excited to see how this crowd responds.
And are you a bird watcher yourself? And if you are you a lister or a watcher?
I am definitely a beginner bird watcher, and yes, strive to be a watcher, as they say. It's well, partly because I'm not good enough yet to be a lister. My list would be very short. But I learned all about birding while researching this film. I didn't know much about it beforehand, and it's, for anyone who hasn't been before, find someone who loves it and go out with them and borrow their extra pair of binoculars, and I promise you, you won't forget it. It'll be something really memorable.
And tell me a little bit about how you know your co-writer, Oscar winner, filmmaker Luke, and how you guys got together and started writing this film.
Luke and I both went to NYU grad film school, and we didn't know each other that well at school, and then we both had shorts. His first short was called Irino. It was based on Cyrano, except it was him with giant ears. So he has a kind of tradition of retelling stories like Cupid or Irino, and now he's doing Don Quixote. And I loved his short, and there weren't that many people at NYU who wanted to make kind of funny, heartfelt, sweeter film. There was a little edgier crowd, so we kind of gravitated towards each other. And I convinced him to help me write this feature. And then in the process of writing it, actually he made his short film, God of Love, which then won the student Oscar, which blew me away. Got nominated for a real Oscar, which I was like, that's insane. Yeah. And then, at the very last minute, he was like, I think I could have an extra ticket for you to come to the Oscars, and I couldn't go. And I'm like, but there's no way he's going to win. Like, it's impossible that he's going to win the Oscar. This is this fun little film, it's not going to win. And then he won the Oscar. It was probably the only time I've shouted at my TV and just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And he in his 45-second speech, I was one of the people he thanked, and I probably had I got more emails and texts from that thank than I've ever gotten, like more than when I got married. It was like everyone in the world saw that. So that was, one of the highlights of my life was him winning that Oscar, and he deserved it. He was, it's an incredible film.
I still remember him thanking his mom for craft services.
It's true. She did it. I mean, I did sound on that film too. And yeah, his mom, she's good, and she was like, I could do this for a living, maybe. She's sort of retired now, but she's like, if there are other shorts that want craft services, like she was great, and I think actually really liked bringing, film shoots are really hard, and you're the person bringing little treats to people, and they love you for it. So she actually, it sounded like a joke, but actually, it was really great to have a mother presence there to kind of help us through.
And you have a tremendous cast on this film, including Ben Kingsley. How did you get all these people on board?
Well, our very first person, other than my producers, to come on board was my casting director, Avi Kaufman, who cast all of Ang Lee's films. In fact, the first meeting I had with her, Ang Lee was leaving her office when I was going in, and I was like, this is already one of the coolest experiences of my life. And so she has connections with, everyone wants to work with her, so she has some favors to call in. So she got the script to Ben Kingsley's agent, who got it to Ben Kingsley, who agreed to do it. I didn't even meet with him, she called me, she says he's in. That was another surreal time slowing down moment, and then he stuck with the project and helped stay with it till we had the financing and things. Independent film is very hard to get made, and so it took another year or so till we got all the financing in place, and then showed up on set. And that, again, just in terms of wow moments in my life, when Ben Kingsley arrived and brought the scenes to life that Luke and I had written 3 or 4 years ago, and suddenly here's Academy Award winner Ben Kingsley, taking it to another level. That was just, we were sort of just in awe. We were just kind of watching at that point, kind of grinning.
And you also had a tremendous cast of kids. What was it like working with these very talented young actors?
So fun. I mean, people always say don't work with kids and in animals and water, which we ignored all that, but particularly kids, it's all in the casting, as always with all directing, is you got to cast the right people. But I really enjoy working with kids. I think if I weren't directing, I'd probably be like a camp counselor. I like just creating the atmosphere of fun and safety and telling them, and they all have I had reason to believe that they could do this, that this is in your hands. You guys are the best people in the world for these roles, and just go for it. And my film is in your hands, and that made them elevate their, they felt that responsibility, and they didn't freeze up. They blossomed with that kind of sense of responsibility. So it was great, and it's kids are very straightforward too. There's not going to be like a lot of